functions of gibberellins. Time to pay absolute attention. What do they do in the plant body? So, gibberellin, the very first important primary function of gibberellins, remember I kept repeating the word tall. There you go. It stimulates stem growth. Yes? And before I move on, all of you know this. What is the main feature of a stem? The nodes and the internodes. Yes, the node and the internode. Node are the regions where leaves arise. Internode is the region between two nodes. You with me? Now, what does it do? What does it do to cause stem growth? Read it yourself. Internode elongation. Isn't it? Let me go back. Longer the internodes, longer is the stem. Good. Let's move further. So, this is the node where leaves have come. This is another node. The difference, the interval is the internode. And if it becomes long, the stem is longer. This concept, how will you apply it? How is it useful? In dwarf plants, which are genetically of shorter stem height. If we spray gibberellin, they would grow into longer plants. So, it stimulates stem growth in dwarf plants, and rosette plants. This is my favorite concept. Rosette plants. A very important question. So, my favorite concept is what is important for you in the exam. What are rosette plants? Plants which grow in a circular fashion. Yeah? Cabbage. Yeah, you say patta gobi. It grows like this. So in such plants, it is often difficult because the stem height is negligible. If we spray gibberellins, they will assume some height of the stem and it will be easier for the transport of nutrients. Now, when they cause, very important question coming. Don't keep your pens down. Yeah, time to note down. When they cause internode elongation, listen to me carefully. In these rosette plants, it is called as bolting. Cool. It is known as bolting. With me? So, bolting is internode elongation just prior to flowering in beet and cabbages. Look, this is a rosette plant. Circular fashion. And this is a GA treated plant. It assumes a length. Okay, and why did we say prior to flowering? Because then it reaches the reproductive phase. Yes, the stem grows in the vegetative phase. We want to apply gibberellin at that time. Let's move further. Second function, promotes seed germination. It's a growth promoter. Okay, so promotes seed germination. You know, seed germinates to give out the radicle and the plumule, which form the root and the stem respectively. So how does gibberellin do it? With me, everybody. Keep looking at the figure and keep listening carefully. So when the seed has to germinate, embryo contained within the seed absorbs a lot of moisture and swells up. At this time, it is the gibberellin which causes the release of hydrolytic enzymes. Okay, so you should always understand the why of things, how of things. Hydrolytic enzyme, lysis is breaking down. So hydrolytic enzymes like amylases, lipases, they will break down these complex nutrients present in the endosperm, the nutritive tissue. You've said that. The carbohydrates, the fats. And now these nutrients can be used to provide energy for for the seed to germinate. Okay, so endosperm is already present with the food reserve. We need something to break down the nutrients, to change those food reserves into usable, simple nutrients. So, hydrolytic enzymes are triggered by, I'm writing it for you, triggered by gibberellins. Yes, so gibberellins are released, enzymes, nutrients are changed from polymers to monomers. And then they can be used for germination. Good. The third one, it breaks the bud dormancy. Okay, now what is a bud? You know it. The collection of cells, the mass of cells which is dormant, which is not doing anything, which is in suspension mode. Yes? It's like if I stand here like a statue. I'm not doing anything. Yeah? So that is the bud. Now, it is the bud from which new structures in the plant can come out. We need to break the dormancy. That is done by gibberellin. Very, very important. Okay? So, it is especially required, inflorescence, flower buds. So, flowering, at the time of flowering, gibberellins are of ultra importance. Now, there is a deeper concept to this. And I'm going to repeat that in the subsequent sessions as well. Children, some plants, you know that. Some plants are summer varieties, some are winter varieties. Yes? So let's say a plant is a summer variety, that means it will give flowers in the summer. Gibberellins can actually replace the need of that summer, the long days in the summer for that plant. That is why sometimes you find non-seasonal fruits in the market. And the cold as well. Okay, so they can substitute summer or cold requirement for flowering. Okay. Next is the concept of aging. You have studied with me the phases. You know this, that there are phases that an organism goes through. The young phase, the juvenile phase, the adult phase, and then there is aging. We become old. And there are so many anti-aging creams in the market. But the best way is to eat proper food. Now, in your diet, including sources of vitamin C. What did I say? Vitamin C. And I have shown you all the sources of vitamin C. Broccoli. I picked it up because it's my favorite. Then the bell pepper. The red and the yellow ones. Avocado. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are amazing and easily available. Pomegranate. These are picked sources of rich sources of vitamin C. Because vitamin C helps in repair, tissue repair, and slows down the aging. Gibberellins, children, have the same function for the plant. We never thought plants are actually very smart. It's pretty much same to what is happening in the human body. So, it delays senescence. What is senescence? You know that. It is the old age, when the plant becomes old. Gibberellin can delay that. What all happens in old age? Yeah, the fruits start falling down. The leaves become yellow because there is loss of chlorophyll, RNA. proteins, lipids, all these nutrients, they start reducing. The production starts reducing. So all that can be prevented or delayed, rather. Delayed would be the right term. Delayed by gibberellins. So what happens? The fruit, which had to fall down because the plant is old now, they can be left on the tree for a longer time.